Alrighty, so a lot of people wanted an update, and this is what we were at for a week when we have our sourdough. And you feed, discard, feed, discard. These are real good bubbles in here. This is pretty much ready to bake with, so let's make some bread. Now, I did actually have to end up moving her, so I fed her one more time after I moved her to the jar. But today we're actually going to make the bread. So we're going to get out a little bit of our starter. And good bubbles there. And a nice consistency. So to our starter, we add about cup and a half water. Make sure it's warm, but not too warm because you'll kill the yeast. And for this, I added in 2 cups of bread flour. Just going to get that all mixed together here. And keep mixing. It's going to look a little doughy, but that is completely fine. What we're going to do is end up covering this and letting it rest for about an hour. And after it is rested, she is good for her stretch and folds. Now, I always do 4 sets of stretch and folds, and I believe this was like my 2nd or 3rd set. But you pretty much pull the dough up, place it over itself, turn the bowl, and repeat. I personally do 4 sets of stretch and folds because I feel like that is a good point for my dough. The more stretch and folds you do, the stronger it gets. And we are going to let her rest again for about another hour. Just keep her covered. And she is well rested. And at this point, all we have to do is transfer her into a bowl, and this is where she's going to sit overnight. So, night-night. We'll see you in the morning. And surprise, through the power of editing, it is the next day. Have that oven going at 450 with your Dutch oven inside preheating. Get the sourdough out. Let her warm up, of course, to room temp. She's going to want to be a little warm. And you'll know she's ready when you can flip it over and she just plops right on out of that bowl. I let her sit for about 20 minutes and she was ready, but feeling her to the touch, she is still pretty cold. Our fridge is set a little colder, so I'm just going to give her a couple stretch and folds just to wake everything up and make sure she's good to go. Last step. A lot of people have these fancy things. I just simply use a clean, obviously, razor blade. I put in a couple slits. The one in the middle is a deep one, so when it splits, it won't just crack all over the place. And here I am trying to do that leaf thing, whatever it is that people put on theirs, but in the oven it goes. 450 for about an hour, and the last 20 minutes I took off the lid to the Dutch oven, and let's see what we got. Now, right about here, I knew something was off because that was still a little too doughy for me, and I didn't leave her in there long enough. I thought an hour was long enough since she was getting real brown on top, but she still tastes good. Overall, though, I'm extremely happy with the way this turned out. It tastes amazing, and I can't wait to make more loaves.